Oh, let me just say, I didn't know that this slipped off. So it took me a while to figure out how to open these bottles when I first tried to use them, when I first got them. Hi friends, I'm back with another Polishes I Wore video. This is my Polishes basket. I'll show you what it looks like. This is my basket where I keep all of the polishes that I wore for the month, and I want to share them with you. I apologize for the lighting in the background. I do film in natural lighting, and YouTube is just a hobby for me. So my setup may be a little janky. But let's go ahead and start off with the polish that I'm currently wearing. This polish is the polish that I'm currently wearing. This was in the PPU, and this is by Penelopes Cosmeticos, and it is a 10 free polish. Here's what the polish looks like. I do need a smoothing top coat, and I did order one in the PPU that just is currently live right now for the January PPU. So soon I'll have a smooth top coat on my glittery polishes. But I did use 3 coats of this, and that's how much is already gone. I just felt like I needed, I didn't really like the way it looked at 2 coats. I didn't like the opacity, and so I felt like 3 coats was good. I think I will like it better once I have a top coat, but that's the polish that I'm currently wearing, and here is what it's called, a Rose for You, and it is PPU exclusive for, oh, it was December 2022. Yeah, so that's what's currently on my nails. Let's go ahead and get into the polishes that I wore in December. And I want to start off with the very first mini from the OPI Advent Calendar that I did decide to wear. And the funny thing is that I have never gravitated towards teal nail polish. So I find it very funny that out of an entire pack of nail polishes, this was the first one that I chose. But this was all on a subconscious level. I chose this color. It's called Tealing Festive by OPI, Tealing Festive. I chose this color on what would have been my grandmother's 106th birthday. She passed away at 101, but her favorite color was teal. She even painted her entire house teal one year. She decided to just paint the whole house teal. So I find it very funny that I ended up choosing this nail polish as the very first one in all of the color assortments of the OPI Advent Calendar, and that it happened to be on her birthday, but I didn't realize that until I went to go remove the polish a couple of days later, and I was wondering why I chose this one instead of another color. And then I saw all that. I apologize for the shadows. But as you can see, it does have a little bit of a glittery finish. It's really pretty. OPI's Tealing Festive. I did unbox this recently on my channel. I did unbox this, so I will be sure to link that down in the description box if you want to check that video out when this one is over. The next polish that I want to share with you is another one from OPI, and this was giving me blue ornament vibes. This one is called Do You See What I See? And it's SEA for C. So not that much of the glittery effect, like the shimmery effect, comes across in the nail, but it does give it a little bit of a luminosity type of effect, and it was really beautiful. But I did wear it for Christmas. It was giving me Christmas ornament vibes. Another polish that I wore from OPI, I do have other brands. This is just what's at the top of the basket. I ended up wearing this, and I don't know, it had a little bit too much of a sheen effect for me. I felt like it pulled a little bit more of a chartreuse. I felt like this color, which is called, Decked to the Pines. Okay. And I don't know, I thought this was going to be a little bit more green, but the sheen just gave it a little bit too much of an iridescent effect for me, and so I wasn't really as into it as I thought I might be. And then it turns out that this color was also in the mini advent calendar. And I had just picked this up the week before that I opened this, but I had picked this up weeks before I bought this one. So I'm going to take this back because I don't need 2 of the same, especially since it's not really a color that I love. And this was like $10, you know? And I have a mini, which is more than plenty for this color that I need, I think. Anyway, I might take this one back. I'm not sure. I might just keep it because I heard that the minis dry up fast. And so at least that way I would have a full-size nice formula to keep. That's probably what I'll end up doing, actually. It's too much hassle. I'll take it back just for one polish. Anyway, so yeah, this was Decked to the Pines. Okay, so here is a polish that helped teach me a lesson. I wore this polish and I had commented in a video that I had it on. I think it was a makeup video, actually. I'm not really sure. But I had commented that I wasn't too sure that I liked the effect of these polishes. And then a very kind commenter informed me that these are actually supposed to be toppers. And they're supposed to change the effect of like a different color. So that makes more sense, but it's a really, really pretty color. I was thinking it was going to be an opaque version of what you see right here. Just, oh, I love the way that looks. But I didn't get that effect. So I'm going to try this on top. I think the term is called, I'm going to try this with an undie. I haven't ever done that before, so I'm going to check that out. And this color here is called Oil Slick FX Filter. And it's part of the Essie Expressi effects. This is from China Glaze, and as you can see, I did get this at Ulta on clearance for $3 and some change. I think that's a 75. So I think it was 50% off. And this color is Under the Boardwalk. It's really beautiful. I really, really loved the way it looked in 2 coats. And I think this was the first China Glaze polish that I actually liked the way that the finish was. I think I might have accidentally had picked up in the past one that was matte and I didn't know about that. And so I thought that the formula was bad. Yeah, so this is China Glaze Under the Boardwalk. Next, right around Christmas, I had to just break down and jump on the bandwagon. I didn't know about this gorgeous shade. This is called, you don't know like I didn't know. This is Can Barely Believe It. I love that name. This is a gorgeous red. This polish gives me Dorothy Slipper vibes from The Wizard of Oz. It's a beautiful red. It's a classic apparently, but this was my first time to pick it up, and I picked it up perfectly for Christmas, and it was gorgeous for Christmas. And so there's the label if you're looking for it. I really enjoyed this one. I'm glad to have that in my collection now. I also wore around Christmas time the gold glitter topper. Oh, hi. Hi. I did also wear, where can I get a solid? There we go. I did also wear this beautiful Barbie X Pure collab from, I think this was either 2020 or 2021. I finally wore it. I really liked the way that it looked. I can't remember what color I put it on top of. It might have even been a red. I don't know. Anyhow, really, really pretty. If you can see that right there. This shade is in 24K by Butter X Barbie collection, Butter London. All right, and so I also wore this really pretty Essie. The shade is called Wink of Sleep. This was a really pretty blue. I really liked it. I'm not sure. I think this was just kind of giving me winter vibes, like deep cold winter vibes. And I'm pretty sure I wore this during the Arctic freeze. So here's another red that I wore. This was an LA Colors. This was my first time to try this particular red, and it was really beautiful. The polish formula isn't exactly my favorite. It's a little bit thick and gloopy, but not too bad. It does make it easy to apply, so that's kind of nice about it. Let's see what the shade is. It's called Matchmaker. Yeah, this was a really, really pretty color. It was like a deep, bold red. Perfect for winter, I felt like, and really nice for Christmas. Speaking of for Christmas, I was at Ulta when I had picked this one up. I picked these both up at the same time. I've been in a super green polish kick these last few weeks. I don't know what's going on, but I picked this up because I have some of the old version of the Pacifica nail polishes that I really, really liked in the holographic. And so when I saw this, I was like, let me try this. This is their new, I think it's a new formula because this is called Plant Magic and the other one wasn't. And the bottle was totally different. So I figured I'd go ahead and try this. And this one here is in the shade Mermaid Tail. So as you can see right there above the label, that really beautiful like iridescent effect. That's the effect that I was hoping to get out of this polish, as you can see by looking at it. But that is not what you get. This was more of like a strange colored flat green. It did not show any of this gorgeous like holographic flash. You get none of that in this. So this was a little bit of a letdown. It just looked more of like a soft pine green actually. And I was considering returning this and this one together to Ulta because I got them both at the same time. And so that's like $22. I might actually, now that I remember that I didn't really like this one either. So sorry about the shadows, but I might actually go ahead and return these two because these were both purchased on the same trip and I didn't really like the way either of them looked enough to keep it. I'm not sure. I might just keep it because, you know, just to have the formula and for some variety. I might like it in the future when my tastes change, which happens like with my makeup. So that might happen with nail polish too. I'll probably just keep them. Anyways, yeah. It didn't give me Mermaid Tail vibes at all. Part of that Barbie X Pure collection, hi. Part of that Barbie X Butter, this was part of the Pure makeup collection, but I don't see Pure on this part of the collab. This was like a separate collab that they included with the set on the Pure website, and it's from Butter London and Barbie. I don't know if maybe Pure and Butter are owned by the same parent company. I don't know all that kind of stuff, but this particular shade here is in CEO, and this is a beautiful red. I love this really gorgeous flat. It reminds me of like a Corvette red or something from back in the 80s. I'm probably dating myself, but that's fine. Anyways, that's the vibe that it gives me. And here's the shade a little bit closer. I'm sorry if the lighting isn't the best. But yeah, it's a really, really pretty polish. And specifically, it took me a while. Let me just say, I didn't know that this slipped off. So it took me a while to figure out how to open these bottles when I first tried to use them, when I first got them. Anyway, I will say that what I like about the butter brush is how flat and wide it is. It makes it really easy to do my toes, especially in the pinky toes, which is where I like to wear this polish. I'm pretty sure I wore this on my toes. But yeah, this is in CEO. So another shade of red, I don't know, can you call this red? It's like a shade of, but another shade that I wore, and this was a new polish to me here recently. I'll be sure to link the haul video where I did haul this for you down in the description box as well if you want to check that out. But I recently did haul this. This is in the shade Beat It. I ended up wearing this both in the fall and in the winter, like both during October season and November and in December. I couldn't get enough of this beautiful deep shade. It's like really vampy and pretty. And I just thought it was a nice contrast to some of the Christmas reds that I was wearing. But I also did wear this on my toes as well as my hands. Not at the same time, but at different times. Like when I had removed this from my hands, I wasn't ready to take it off. And so I moved it over to my toes. I ended up liking this color a lot, which was really a surprise to me because this was my first time to really, really get into vampy deep shades and greens and teals and like all these colors that I wore this month. This was my first time to really expand off of colors that are more like this. So this is a color that I wore. This was also giving me Christmas ornament vibes. This is from Essie, and this is in the shade Watermelon. It's really pretty. It's just like a really pretty pink, like a fuchsia, like a flat magenta berry kind of. And this is actually, ooh, this would make a nice toe polish to correlate with the color that I have on my nails, actually. I like to wear flat nail polishes, like flat colors, when I wear something fun on my hands, because this is easier to take off than this, and that way, I don't know, I just think they go nicely together. But yeah, I ended up wearing this for a while, and I'm pretty sure this was on my toes that I wore it. So yeah, this is in Essie Watermelon. Another red that I wore this month is this really pretty Sally Hansen. This is in the color ASAP Apple. Can you see right there? The lighting might be throwing it off, I'm sorry. But this is a really beautiful red. I also really enjoy this brush for my toes, and I'm pretty certain that I wore this on my toes, because if you can see, the brush is kind of thick. It's a little bit too thick, but it's got like that flat edge, which I just find perfect for my toes, like my little bitty ones. Makes it easy to just like do a little dash, and then it fits perfectly. So yeah, really like this one. This is another beautiful red. At the end of the video, I'm like, towards the end of this list, I will gather all the reds, and you can see the different reds that I wore this month all together, so you can see they're kind of different. But this was my first time to try this indie polish. Let's take a look at this. Okay, I think what I needed to do was try this with a top coat, because it did not have this really beautiful shiny effect. It was a little bit like flat and dull, which was kind of a letdown to me at the time. So I only wore it for one day. But then, as I've joined some of these indie polish groups here recently, after I made this purchase, anyway, yeah, so I tried this, and I can't even see the brand name, but if I remember correctly from what I ordered, I think this is called something like MTX or MTK. Oh, there it is, there it is. MKK Designs, and this is in berry, what does that say? I don't know what that says. Can you tell what that says? I don't know what that font is trying to say, because it's not clear enough. But it is part of the PPU from December. I have to go back and look at my list, and I'll be sure to have everything listed down in the description box if you're curious about like the brands and the shades and when they were available and all that. But I did wear this, and I wasn't too happy about it at the time because I didn't realize that you should put a glossy top coat on it to make to make it really pop. And so I'm going to try that again. Goopy. So that was kind of new for me. I need to adjust on how to work with the formula like that, because I'm used to this is what I'm coming off of like most of my life for like 40 years. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of new to stuff like this. Anyway, but it's really beautiful, and I want to try to find a way to make it shine like this. So I'm hoping that the top coat that I purchased in the PPU this month, which should arrive in like a few weeks, I'm hoping that that top coat will work really well with this. I'm really excited to check it out. But this is called whatever that's called. I think berry, I don't know what that says. Okay. And so here was something that I tracked down because I love the Peanuts series. I grew up on this, and I just have always had such an affinity for the whole Charlie Brown characters in the series, all of the holiday specials. So when I saw Wet n Wild came out with their makeup collab of this, I almost honestly was going to pick up some of the makeup, but I was like, I don't use Wet n Wild makeup because the packaging always breaks, and I don't really know what their formula is like. So when I saw that they had nail stuff, I got really excited. And I got this one because, well, I love plants, and I like cactus, and I love Snoopy. And this is just like a fun little glittery topper. I feel like it's kind of drying out, but I did pick up a thinner for glitters and for polishes in the PPU this month, so I can't wait to get that. Anyway, this was really fun to apply. It's really thin, so it took like 3 layers in order to get a good sparkly effect, but I wore this over this red, I believe, and it was a lot of fun. I had that on my hands, and then I had just this on my toes. But this is the limited edition, part of the collab, Peanuts X Wild. Why is it so dark? I might, now that the sun is acting crazy, hold on, let me get the lighting on. This is part of the Peanuts X Wet n Wild collab that came out for holiday season 2022. I was tempted to pick up some of the makeup items, but Wet n Wild isn't a brand that I wear makeup from, so I was really excited to see these cute little polishes. I did pick up a couple of the other polishes, which I did haul. I'll leave that haul down below in the description box if you're interested in checking it out. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this, and I am excited to have it in my collection. Hopefully, like, I'll probably even just keep it after it dries out or whatever, just for sentimental purposes, because I love the collection, and hopefully I'll be able to enjoy this for a good few years before it dries out. I've never used a Wet n Wild polish or anything like that. I didn't even know they did polishes. So this is really exciting. I'm excited to have this, plus the other couple ones that I was able to track down. All right, we're almost done. Now here is another indie polish that I tried, and I think this might have actually been, like, why am I buying such similar colors here? Okay, I gotta not do this. But they're actually very different. This one has like a very bright, more berry-based color, and this is a little bit more of like that deep blue midnight sky kind of a background. So they are very different, and they'd actually be really fun to wear even together, maybe like as part of a Skittles glitter nail polish or something. They'd be kind of fun to wear as part of the same mani, I think. But this one here is from What Addiction? And it is the PPU from oh, I got them in the same order. Okay, yeah, so I got them in the same order. Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, this one's November. This one was the first one that I got, and this one was in December. So I did wear this one, and I really liked it, but it was also a little bit flat. Like, I didn't realize that you need to make them really pop with a really fun top coat that won't dull the sparkle. So I did order one of those in this PPU this month, so I can't wait till that arrives, and hopefully that'll make all of these pop. But I have one more polish to share with you, and I have to say this is so far my absolute favorite glitter polish from an indie brand that I've tried so far. Glitter polish that I've ever tried at all, ever. And that is the by Danny Vienna, by Danny Vienna, and this is in Glittering Garland. Part of the PPU, November 2022. It's an 11, no, it's a 5 free. And this is so beautiful, not only in the way that it shows up on the nail. Can you see right there that like little fleck of red? There's like little bitty hints of red. This is just so beautiful. And I didn't even have a glossy top coat that would accentuate the shine, but all by itself, it was amazing. And I was afraid that it was going to be really horrible to try to remove, because I hate trying to remove glitter. This right here is going to be horrible for me. I already know it. But this removed like it was a regular polish. It all came off like it's so easy. I didn't have to soak it very long, and it just all swiped off almost like it was one of these. I was so impressed. I was so impressed that I ended up going to the By Danny Vienna website and placing a direct order for a bunch of her shades, which is actually supposed to arrive today. So stay tuned for a Danny Vienna haul coming soon. But yeah, those were all the polishes that I wore. My basket is empty now. Let me collect all of the red polishes from that month. Oh, sorry to bump the camera. I'm not going to include these because these are more like berries. Do you call them reds? I want to just compare like the reds, the true reds. Okay, so these could be as part of the reds that I wore. These were all of, actually, yeah, let me include them so you can see. These were all of the reds that I wore in the month of December. Okay, let me put 3 and 3 in each hand. This is a lot harder than, oh, I know what to do. Hold on. So here's the reds that I wore during the month of December. As you can see, they are all a little bit different. And I did love the way this accentuated the red as a background with all the glitters. And I wore that as a topper once or twice. So yeah, those were all my nail polishes that I wore through the month of December. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to click the thumbs up button. It really does help my channel out so much. And subscribe so we can hang out again. I will say I do post a lot of makeup content, but I do sprinkle in my regular nail content too. So I'd love to have you, if that sounds interesting to you at all. You can always just click out of the makeup videos if those don't interest you. But that way, if you subscribe, you can catch all my nail polish videos if that sounds like something you're into. So yeah, comment down below. Let me know, do you have any of these polishes? Do you like to wear red? Is it too cliche, in your opinion, to wear red and green polishes for Christmas? I'd love to hear all your thoughts down below. Even if we have differing opinions, I still find that really interesting. So be sure to comment down below and let me know your thoughts. I look forward to chatting with you there. That's all I've got for you today. Hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in my next video.